Hello Internet, this is Scott with Scott's Garage, and today I'm working on my son's 2004 Volvo S60. And what I'm doing is an oil change. You might be saying, why would you do a video on an oil change? And I've changed oil probably hundreds of times, multiple hundreds of times, if not more, over my lifetime. But this Volvo is a challenge if you don't know the setup. So hopefully this video will make it a little bit easier. First thing we're going to do is we are going to jack up the vehicle in the center, keep the wheels on and everything, but just tie it up so you have a lot more room. And I'll put a jack stand down there as well for safety. And I'm somewhat on an incline, so I will be putting the emergency brake on and also chalking the wheels. Once I raise the vehicle, there is a plastic plate that is underneath the vehicle. It's pretty nice. There are 4 bolts, 2 in the center and then 2 in the rear. Center ones are closer together, the rear ones are further apart. And those are 12 millimeters. We'll drop that down and it'll give us complete access to the oil filter and the oil pan bolt. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is drain the oil, take out the oil pan plug. Not going to show you how to do that. You should know how to do that. But I will tell you that the wrench side for that plug is a 17 millimeter. Okay, to do this job, you need an oil filter wrench that is proprietary to Volvo. This is a 16 flute, meaning there are 16 of these flat edges. And this is an 86 millimeter. And this will fit over the cover of the oil filter. It's not a typical filter. Most filters, it's all one unit, made out of metal, and all comes out at once. This will be a plastic part that this fits over, and you'll take that off, and there'll be a filter inside that is the paper filter that you change, and I'll explain that more in a minute. Okay, the next thing to do is to put the oil filter wrench on top of the oil filter. It's a really beautiful fit. It just fits right in there all the way up. And this is a 3/8, but I like 1/2 inch drive, so I have an adapter from 3/8 to 1/2 inch. And with that, I can easily back this out. And let me just say that by experience, I tried changing this yesterday without this, and it was impossible. I had strap types of wrench removers and different things, and I didn't want to ruin the plastic, so I was very careful. I ordered this on Amazon overnight, and really this is the way to go. Spend your whatever, $6 to $10 and get the right wrench. Okay, it's going to get a little bit messy here, but I'm going to take off this and just do it by hand at this point. A bunch of oil is going to come down, to be expected. Okay, get the old filter in there. Okay, the next thing I want you to notice is that on this cap, and I've just kept the wrench on there, but it's just a plastic cap underneath, but it's very substantial. There is an O-ring, and please note where the O-ring is located. It's not on the very inside. There's a larger groove as the last groove, but it's the next one up. So just note the position. These are threads, so it's below the threads. And to get the O-ring out, I use a pick. It's the easiest way without damaging anything. I need 2 hands to do this. Okay, I was easily able to get the O-ring off with a little pick there. Again, no damage at all to the plastic. Here's the new filter. So this is what's not typical about these. It's simply the filter, and it'll go into the canister there, and I'll be pushing it in, locking it in place. But let's first put the O-ring on. So every filter should come with a new O-ring. I like to put a little bit of oil around the O-ring. I'll just use my fingers to do that, and just a little bit of the old oil is fine. And seat it so that when we get it up in there, a little bit of oil on there, it will seat correctly. Okay, the next thing is to put the filter into the canister. It does not matter on these which side goes up. They're identical on both sides. And I hope you can hear this, but you put it in there and you can just center it, and then I'm going to push down. We should hear it click in place. There it is. Okay, so that little click, it is in place, and there's a little bit of movement, and that's normal. But the next thing is that we'll screw it up in place, and we'll be watching the O-ring, make sure it doesn't bind or anything, and then we'll tighten it up. Okay, I just took a rag and I cleaned up the oil port there, for lack of a better word. Can't help but notice the quality in Volvo. I mean, I've worked on a lot of cars. I love American cars and that, but there definitely is quality in this, just how it's put together. So now I'm simply going to put the new filter and canister straight up. I'll be very careful to thread it on correctly. Do it hand tight, and I'll be watching that O-ring, make sure things are going in correctly, and at the very end we'll use the ratchet to cinch it up. Okay, the last thing is to put the drain plug in. This again is a 17 millimeter. There is what's called a crush washer on this. This one's in pretty good shape. They also, I noticed, used a little bit of Loctite, at least on the very end there, and it looks like on the up here as well, just to mark that and seal it that it's in place. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tighten it appropriately. Okay, it's time now to put the oil in, and just a couple of things here. The Volvo has, I don't know, it's kind of weird that where you put the oil in, you really cannot put a funnel in there. It's not deep enough. There's like a I don't know, filter guard in there. So I just have to aim correctly in pouring the oil in. 5 quarts. All right, I'll be using full synthetic 5W30. This is from O'Reilly's. In today's day and age, there's no reason not to use full synthetic, in my opinion. It is superior oil to conventional oil. I've run only full synthetic on my GMC Sierra, 230,000 miles, not a single problem with that engine, and there's just no reason not to use full synthetic today. It's reasonable, and the other thing is that you can go longer distance between oil changes. You can easily, safely go 7,000 miles between oil changes. If you don't believe me, Google it. It's just a farce when you take it to a place that changes oil and they say 3 months, 3,000 miles. First of all, oil, the shelf life is not 3 months, so even the use in the engine, it doesn't keep track of time. And secondly, the 3,000 miles, again, it's just proven that that's not accurate, especially with full synthetic. So save yourself time, save yourself money overall, and use superior oil, a full synthetic. Okay, we finished the oil change in this Volvo S60. We also got the car cleaned up. We had a dirty rain the other night. It was just all messed up with dirty rain spots, but now it's all clean, oil change, and it's a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please hit like. You know how it works. Thank you.